Hi, Michael Bovee with Consumer Recovery Network, and today I want to record a video that I should have recorded many years ago. I want to talk to you about who's a good fit to settle their debt themselves. I have a website that I spend copious amounts of time every day for many years now teaching people how to settle their own debt, and it's really how our reputation began in this industry, debt negotiation and debt settlement industry, in 2004 is that we first show people and assume that if we show them everything they need to know about settling their own debt, that they'll do it. And we're right most of the time. However, there are people that have no business on the phone with a debt collector. So, for example, obviously you would not pit your 85-year-old grandmother who's sweet and nice and maybe a little bit naive to or against a seasoned debt collection pro. Hell, there's places I've talked to and debt collectors I've been on the phone with where I've hung up the phone and I know what I'm doing over 20 years of this stuff, where I've thought to myself, I could have gone my whole life without having made that phone call. So there are a personality type that is better suited to settle their own debt and or having the ability to calm yourself. So how about this? Somebody with a hot head, somebody who is more prone to get their gumption up and maybe cuss out a debt collector, not conducive with negotiations. Somebody who knows that their anger can get the better of them is not probably going to be best suited to negotiate their debt. On the flip side of that, somebody who is mousy, somebody who is non-confrontational, that is going to avoid confrontation at every turn, is somebody who probably should not be on the phone with collectors of all flavor. You know, there's different types of debt collectors. There's collectors that work for your bank, there's outside third-party collection agencies, there's debt buyers that have their own debt collectors, there's attorney debt collectors, paralegal debt collectors, and all of them can handle themselves a little bit differently. But typically they are in a confrontation. They're confronting you with a debt that you couldn't afford to pay, may not be able to afford to pay today, and it's unsettling for certain personality types. So I would prefer that somebody who recognizes that they're not a good fit to settle their own debt not engage in the process from day one. And it's recognizing that and getting help from a professional, affordable help of course, competent help of course, but identifying who you are and what you're capable of doing and then moving forward. You can do yourself more harm than good by trying to settle your own debt when you're not suited to it. You can, negotiations can break down for the hothead, and you can give up too much information or be pegged as somebody who should pay more in a settlement than you're capable of or that you would have had to have had you not been the non-confrontational type. And then there's everything in between. And lastly, there are certain types of accounts that you should not try to settle yourself. Things have just progressed to a point in escalated collection activity, sometimes in the courts, where you're better off working with your own attorney. And there are specialized debt collection defense attorneys. I can hook you up with some. Just tell me what city you live in the comments below. There are situations where you cannot get as good a deal as sometimes a pro can. Those are more limited, but they do exist, and we can talk about that in the comments below as well. We talk about it every day on the ConsumerRecoveryNetwork.com website, and of course, just pick up the phone and you can talk to me for free about what you're suited for. Look forward to seeing you on the next video.